Yo, yo! What's up, everyone? Calicanai here. And if you guys can see, the broadcast, I just want to make sure that this is working properly. If you can see the broadcast, can you go ahead and type that in the chat box over on the side? I don't know if it's on this side or if it's on that side. On my screen, it's on this side. But if you can just type into the chat box, yes, we can see you, or hello, or whatever, so that we know that you can see us, that would be greatly appreciated. Can you go ahead and do that now? Anyone, feel free. And keep in mind, like the chat on our end, on the admin's end, we see it probably about, I'd say, 20 to 30 seconds late. So I see some conversation going on. Waiting for a response. Cool. All right. Yep. Awesome. Okay, so you guys can see us. So we're just going to do this training today real quick, and the reason we're doing this training is because we've been doing these live events here locally in Honolulu, and you know, so for us who've already gone through the Empower Network training and products and stuff, getting people to events is really not really all that difficult at all, right? We throw together some ads, you throw it up on Facebook, people just come climbing in, right? So for those of us that have kind of mastered that stuff, it's really simple to get people into the room. However, the way that this is going to take off, the way that we're going to get to the goals that we have, not just for ourselves, I'm not speaking really for me, I'm speaking for the team as a whole, the way that we're going to help you make the most money is by that organic growth, right? Organic growth. And what that means is when you are able to get people in the room on your own, right? If you haven't mastered the whole online space yet, that's okay. The whole reason that we're doing these live events, guys, and we have the DVDs and all that, is because we understand that there's like probably a 3 to 4 month barrier to entry for most people, meaning that it takes them probably about 3 to 4 months on average. Some people maybe it takes like a month. I've seen people make money their first day, their first week. With Empower Network because they get set up and they learn really quickly, but I'd say on average it can take probably about 3 months or so, right? And so we don't want to make people wait 3 months before they have their landing pages set up, their email follow-ups set up, you know, they're ready to finally launch their own ad, all that stuff. We want to help you guys start making money right out of the gates as soon as possible, and the easiest way to do that is to get people to one of our live events. Our live events right now are closing at about 30%, meaning so 1/3 of the room is buying, right? 1/3 of the room is getting started. So if you bring 3 people, you're going to get a sale. If you and really that's like 30%. That's like 33% of cold people. Those are people that we have no relationship with that we're bringing in from an ad on Facebook. When you're bringing in somebody that you have a relationship with into that room, much higher close rate for those. And so what we've noticed is that what we're going for is we want you to be able to bring guests. And then we also want to be able to offer a training to those people for them to bring guests. And then for those guests to bring guests. And that's how we're going to get to rooms of like a few hundred people or 1,000 people, which is where we're headed, right? That's what we're committed to. And we're going to be doing events on every single island in the entire island chain. Well, maybe not Molokai or Lanai. We haven't really had any requests for that. But we're definitely moving over to Kauai, I should say, man, the local people on here would slap me silly, right, for saying Kauai. So we'll be going over to Kauai soon. We already have an event on Maui. We have the events here. And we'll be going over to the Big Island as well, very, very soon. Right? So we're looking to take over all of Hawaii and eventually do a big Hawaii event with at least 1,000 attendees. And that's where we're going to start to get into that rampant growth where everybody in Hawaii has heard about this and it's growing. And right now is your opportunity to get in at the top. Right, Willie? This is your chance to get in at the top of that and be able to ride that momentum, right? So to get in front of the wave. And if you don't act on this, here's what's going to happen is you're going to be chasing that wave later on, and it's going to have moved right past you, right? So it's much easier to ride the wave than it is to go chasing after its pastures. So the momentum is building right now, and what we've noticed is that people are coming in to the events, but they're talking to people. I was talking to a woman this past Saturday. She's talked to several people. I think she said like 10 or 12 people that she's invited, right? Nobody showed up, right? There was another couple there. They invited like 3 or 4 people. They had people confirmed, said they were coming, didn't show up. And so when we left that event, I started thinking to myself about, what are some of the challenges people are having with getting their friends to show up to the events. And there was this, what came to mind was this game that I played back in 2010. It's a game called PLD. It's Pace Leadership Development. I played it with a company out here, which I highly recommend checking out, PSI Seminars. It's PSI Seminars. It's a personal development company. I actually don't think that I'd be as successful as I am right now had I not attended their coursework. But anyway, they have a program called PLD, and you sign up for 90 days to play this game, and you set basically 4 goals in the 4 different quadrants of your life. So a physical goal, mental goal, spiritual goal, and a relationship goal. And then for the next 4 days, for the next 90 days, you have a coach, and you basically just like, you go chasing after these goals for 90 days straight. It's high intensity, very, very challenging, and you get a lot. I got a lot out of it. But one of the things that's important about that, the reason I bring it up, is because part of the goals, the goal that's assigned to you when you get started, is that you have to enroll so many people into attending PSI seminars, which is not like a network marketing thing. You don't get a commission or nothing, which you should, I think, get a commission for signing people up. I'd have signed up a lot more, but it's just a community service, right? To share something that's working for you with other people. So you have to sign people up for the seminar. And what I found really quickly is that most people, when they're trying to get somebody to attend a presentation, usually they're expressing all of their reasons for attending, right? So they'll say something like, hey man, you gotta come check out this presentation. It's super cool. This is like the promoter behavioral type, right? Which I am, right? Hey man, you gotta come check out this presentation that's coming up. It's super cool. You have no idea. The first time I saw this, my mind was blown. This has done so much for me in my life. You really have to come check it out. Which is cool, except the person that you're talking to has absolutely no reason to check it out right now. None, right? Then there's like the more network marketing ways of inviting people, where you're like, hey, so you keep your options open? Because I got this presentation coming up this week, and we got, it's invitation only. There's some business leaders going to be there. They're going to share how they're making a ton of money. You need to attend, right? That's more of like the network marketing deal. Hey Ray, why don't you jump out here and give us some examples of some of the network marketing approaches to this, man? Because I know you had seen somebody else's invite for Saturday's event, and you had given them feedback, letting them know that sounds very network marketing of you, and very MLM-y. So maybe you could jump out and give us some examples of what that sounds like, because I've actually never been in network marketing, guys, so I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. I just throw out words like pyramid, getting at the top, scam, things like that, just because that's what I hear goes on in network marketing. So, Ray, if you just jump out and give us some examples of what you've seen as far as network marketing that doesn't really work, and that people have a really easy time identifying as, oh, okay, these guys are going to pitch me something, right?
Yeah, so, and actually I just want to point out, Kiala, if you had been in some other network marketing businesses, you would have been at the top, and we probably would have heard your name around much more than it is today. So too bad. It's just too bad you weren't in other deals, man. What a waste of talent, But hey, man, you're working together in this one, so it's cool. But yeah, so guys, I've been in a couple other deals. My wife says I've been in, about 50, but I only counted like a few. So there's a few kind of phrases or pitches that I've heard along the way, and I hear it. It's very common. So when people use it, it kind of stands out to me. as one of those MLM, network pitches. And there's a couple phrases, I think. There's some phrases that are used that kind of stand out, and it'll. If you've been pitched before, these might stand out. So some of them are, I got a friend that I'm working with, and if you ever wanted to, pursue your goals and dreams and be free, you need to come to this meeting. Or something like, I'm working with this guy, he's really successful, and, you can earn $10,000 a month, you just got to come and check this meeting out. So, kind of those things, they kind of stand out. So what you want to do, I think, is kind of avoid those MLM pitches. Because I know I've been pitched before, and those are kind of common. And because what we have here, guys, it's not just an opportunity. There's like a window. There's a window that this thing is going to really take off, and you don't want to pitch all your friends and family with a really MLM pitch and turn them off, and then you kind of blow it with them. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I applaud everyone who's talking to people and trying to get them out to one of our events. But I think there's not really a right way or wrong way. I do think there's a better way, to talk to people. So, yeah, I don't know. So, you guys want to kind of jump in? Paul, you want to kind of jump into some of the things we covered last week, or?
Yeah. Before you guys jump into that, hold on one second. Before you guys jump into that, so guys, just to be clear, what we're looking to accomplish, if you pay attention to this presentation and follow it all the way through, you're going to find what works for you to invite people to these live events. And if you pay attention and watch this entire presentation, you are going to become the best inviter ever. You're going to start bringing 2 people, 3 people, 5 people, 10 people to presentations like it's nobody's business, all right? And the answer about the solution to your challenges is in this presentation, I assure you. So pay attention as we go through that. I want to get that out of the way. Yeah, you guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through some parts. So Paul and Ray have already done a little bit of training on this before, so they're going to open up with some training, some stuff that they've found that works, and then I'm going to share with you guys some stuff that I've learned over years of being in sales and marketing that I feel works. So just kind of stick with us here, and we'll go through that. You probably want to get out a pen and paper and be able to take some notes. We will be sending out a replay of this if you're not able to do that right now, in case you're driving or at work or something like that. But pay attention as we go through this, and I assure you, you will be one of the best inviters ever. Okay, ever. You'll start bringing 2, 3, 4, 10, 15 people the moment you make the decision to do it. The solution is in this presentation. So, Paul, take it away, buddy.
Okay. It's kind of okay. So I know exactly what you guys are going to go over. Ray, we're going to cover exactly what we did in the last training, which was super valuable. Okay, I know what you're going to cover because I played PLD myself, right? And so we're going to kind of throw you guys a curveball here, because what Ray and I are going to cover right now is going to be the second part of your presentation when you're chatting with someone. And then what Keala is going to cover at the end is probably likely going to come before what Ray and I are going to cover right now. And just keep this in mind. Kind of think of it this way. Back when I first really got serious into network marketing, I was jumping from deal to deal to deal back in 2010. My way of prospecting people was I would take my join link for this network marketing company, which had no sales video, had no pre-frame, no nothing. It was just a join link. And I wrote this little message on Facebook. And I said, hey, come join my company. And I messaged it to 50 people. Come join this. Check it out, right? You know how many people joined? I actually got one guy. I got one guy to join. I got one guy to join. Very ineffective out of 50 people, right? And the reason why is it's not set up, right? It's not set up. It's like you walk up to a girl and you just ask her to marry you first thing. You know what I mean? That's just not going to work out. She's probably going to smack you in the face and run away, think you're crazy. So what we're doing here is pre-framing the entire thing from inviting someone to this event. And so think of it this way. You want someone's mind to be open to receiving information from you regarding a business, regarding making money. Right? You have to open it first. And what Keala will share with you at the end is how to open their mind to wanting to hear your message. And then, Ray, do you want to start out and go over those 3 steps that we did in the last training, so that we can kind of cover this part, because that was super valuable, I believe. And I really believe that if we use what Keala is going to share at the end to open up what you're about to share right now, and it's kind of interesting, guys, that you're watching this. If you're watching this, we're going to do this out of order, so you really have to pay attention and watch this to catch what we're going to do, because this is going to be incredibly valuable for you. So, Ray, if you want to go ahead and start with that 3-step process that you went over in the last training that we did.
Yeah, sure, okay. So let me just preface this by saying, if you have an invite that's working, just keep using it. You know, you don't have to use what we're talking about. If you have something that's working, and people are coming out, just use it. You know, don't feel like you gotta, fit in the box is what we're going to be covering. Okay, but what I found that works for me is this 3-step invite, and the reason why it's 3 steps, because it breaks your invite down to flow smoothly, and it can be used by anybody who maybe you're a little uncomfortable, and you're kind of not sure what to say. This breaks it down where you can actually, through a very specific order, present this to someone, and they're gonna hear the message. Okay, so let me cover the 3 steps real quick. The first step is your why, or your short story. In sales, I used to call this your elevator pitch. Okay, so first step is your why, or your short story. Second step is it's a big deal, and you're all in. Okay, big deal, all in. Step 3, you take it away, and you don't care. Okay, let me cover it again. Step 1 is your why, or your short story. Step 2 is this is a big deal, you're all in. And the third step is you take it away, and you don't care. Okay, so let me cover this in a short. So if I was to call Paul and say I'm going to call him on the phone, okay? So Paul, I'm going to role play this with you, okay? You can be the prospect real quick. Is that cool?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So I call Paul. I go ring ring. Paul, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Paul, how's it going, man? How you been?
I'm good. What's going on, Ray?
Good. Yeah. Hey, listen. The reason why I was calling, I saw you the other day in passing. We really didn't have time to talk much, but you kind of been on my mind. So I wanted to call you real quick, and you know me, right? I mean, I've been working. Kara and I've been working in our own businesses, for a number of years, and got to tell you, man, we're making money, but we're totally burnt out. I mean, we thought that this was going to be our ticket to freedom, but it's turned out to be our ball and chain. And I think for me myself, I rarely see my kids. I rarely get to see Kara, and I'm living my life kind of to that song, the Cats in the Cradle song. Man, it's my kids are growing up. I hardly see them. I hardly have a relationship with my wife. So I got to tell you, man, I've been looking. I've been praying for something. And you know what? I found it. And I've done a lot of research on it. I've done my due diligence. I did my homework. And I got to tell you, Paul, this is huge. This thing is going socially viral. And Kara and I, we're all in. We're like totally committed. Now, I got to tell you, I'm calling you, Paul, because you're my friend. You're a good friend of mine. We've known each other for a while. And because of that, I just want to throw this out to you, and I want you to take a look at it. Now, I gotta tell you again, you're my friend. So honestly, it doesn't matter to me if you see this or not. You might get it, and you might not get it. Okay, but regardless, Paul, because we're friends, we're good. Okay, it doesn't matter. We're good. We're still gonna be friends. But I gotta tell you, Kara and I are gonna put this thing in front of a ton of people. All right, we're gonna put this thing in front of a ton of people, and we're gonna do this thing. This thing is already taking shape. It's already exploding for us. So we're having an event on Wednesday. All right, and I want you to come out. I think it'll be something like it'll open your eyes. Okay, but like I said, Paul, it really doesn't matter whether or not you see it or not. We're gonna put this thing together. You open to? Are you open on Wednesday night? So anyway.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Sign
Okay.
me up.
So anyway, guys, in short, that was like a 3-step invite, right? You tell your short story, you tell your pain. Now, it's my story, okay? It doesn't have, you don't have to say, you have to say exactly what my story was. Each of you have your own story. The reason why you want to tell your story is, and it's your story, is to emotionalize it, right? Is to make it real. You want to be transparent, right? You want to be real and tell them what the pain is. Now, the reason is, too, you want them to relate it to themselves. Because everyone has a story. Everyone has something going on in their life where they're probably, especially if they're working a job, it's painful. Okay? So you want them to relate to your story because you're being transparent. You want to let them know in step 2, you did your homework, and this thing is going socially viral all over the world, and you're committed, you're all in. And the 3rd step is, it doesn't matter whether or not they get it. They might get it, they might not. You're still friends. You don't want them to feel uncomfortable. You're still friends. But you guys are going to put this thing in front of a ton of people, and you're going to get it done. Kind of short. Yeah, I mean, and as you use it more, it'll become more comfortable. Especially when you're talking to your friend, because that's your friend, right? Anyways, that's a 3-step invite. Short.
Solid. So what are the 3 steps again? It's your story, your pain, your pain, right?
Yeah, you're basically your why. It's
your why.
My why was, I rarely, my businesses are my ball and chain. They own me. I rarely get to see my kids and wife. If I continue down this path, it's not going to be good. The picture's not good at all. And I was praying, you don't have to say praying, but for me, I was praying and I was looking for something, and I found it. Okay? And then step 2 is you did your homework, right? I did my homework, I did my due diligence. This thing is going socially viral, and I'm all in. Step 2.
Your commitment.
Yeah.
Their commitment.
You're committed, you're all in. And step 3, you honestly don't care. You take it away. But posture and control, guys. Posture and control. If you are practically begging them to come, you have 0 posture and control, which means that they're in control, and you don't want that, right? What you have can literally rock their world. You got to maintain your posture and control, and you take it away. You take it away, meaning you invite them, but honestly, Paul, it doesn't matter whether or not you get it or you don't. You might get it and you might not. We're still friends, dude. We're still going to be friends. But I'm looking for people to work with, to lock arms with. And if it's not you, we'll still be friends. I'm just going to find someone else. Take it away. And I much rather show up to an event and I only have 1 prospect out of 10 people that I invited, right? Knowing that I had my posture in control rather than begging 10 people, you feel better. So anyway, yeah.
So what about So what if I jumped in real quick and I said, so what if I said something along the lines of, hey, Paul, so listen, man, this thing's going viral. Everybody's getting their hands on it. I've never seen anything like this before, and I'm all in. I'm going to take this as far as I can go, all the way to the top. I have a dream, I have a vision, and I'm going to get there, honestly, Paul, with or without you, buddy. So, we're friends, we're good. If you can't attend, that's okay. Maybe you're comfortable with opportunities passing you by. I don't know. That's entirely up to you. But we'll still be friends whether or not you go, although I'd like to extend the invitation to you. How's that sound?
Smooth. Love it, man.
Solid.
Yes. Man, no wonder you're at the top.
Oh my God, it was so fun.
Okay, so do you guys have anything? Is there anything else that you guys want to add to that?
Yeah, I want to add something real quick. Sometimes people ask me what it is. They start poking me with questions. Oh, so what is it? Tell me, what is it? And honestly, guys, I mean, in any business, I've run businesses before, and I've actually called people that I've done business with in the past to hook up and talk business. And once they start asking me questions, regardless of what the opportunity is, I cut them off, because that conversation can go on and on and on, and I don't want to be on the phone and talk them in and talk them out and talk them in and talk them out, because that's the path it'll probably take if you try to sell someone over the phone. So I tell them this. Once they start asking me questions, I tell them, look, hey, you know what? You're good at what you do. You're a professional. Honestly, then that it's hard to do business over the phone. I mean, it's pretty much impossible to do business over the phone. That's why I'm calling you, right? And that's why I want you I want to connect with you in person. Now, I got some schematics drawn up, right? You'll actually see a bunch of numbers, and it'll make total sense, right? I know it'll make total sense to you. So instead of trying to do this over the phone, let's just connect at this event. And then usually they're okay with that. It's hard to say no. Tell me more. They're not going to probably say that. It is hard to do business over the phone, guys. It honestly is.
So your default answer is get to the event. Get to the event. If they're serious about it, then they'll get to the event. If they're not, if they're just blowing it off, then they won't confirm to be the event, and then they're not worth working with anyways, right?
Yeah, then they probably won't be open-minded to even if they see it. So, move on to the next one, right? SW, right?
Yeah, what's that again?
Some will, some won't, so what?
Yeah, some will, some won't, so what? Oh, that's old school. That's awesome. I want you guys to think about this, yeah? When you guys are doing this and talking to people, you're doing it's called filtering, right? You're filtering out the people who are not part of your target market, right? You're filtering people out. And the thing about this is you never know who's going to get caught in your filter, right? You're going to talk to people. Some of them are going to ask you a ton of questions. You're going to tell them, get to the event. And then you'll find out. And then they'll say, oh, no, and then they won't show up. Well, they're not in your target audience right now. That doesn't mean that they're not in your target audience ever. Because if this is one of your friends or your family members, especially if there's someone who's been in some other deal before and they've caught wind of the dream, at least just one time in their life, they all have that little flame inside of them, that little tiny little flame. It's still there. It's still there, right? And maybe they're making up excuses as to why they don't want to chase their dreams. Maybe right now is not the time for them. However, eventually, right? You talk to that person, maybe they don't attend the event. But then your other friend, you talk to them, and they're down. They get in, right? And then all of a sudden, your friend gets in. You go back to your other friend, and you tell, hey, you know what? So-and-so's working with me. No. I wish you got in before them. I would have put them under you. You know what I mean? What, dude?
You talking about get one to get one?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, if you're going to a whole bunch of people, and they're in your warm market, and you know, you're getting a lot of no's at first. All you need is one yes, and then you get to tell all the other no's that that person said yes, and that you're gonna run with them. Then ears start opening. Ears start opening. This is happening right now on Maui. It's happening. The fire's starting. It's gonna catch a blaze. It's kind of hilarious actually, but it's awesome. I dig it. I dig going through the process. But anyways, kind of we want to maybe transition, Cal. You want to add in your perspective of getting people to be wanting to go to the event without you even asking them to go?
Yeah, there was something else I was gonna add, but I forgot what it was. To what you guys were just saying about. Oh yeah, okay. So when people start asking questions about what. Okay, so what is this? Yeah, you know. Okay, well, all right. Well, tell me more about it. What is it? What's it all about? Normally, I kind of default to well, it sounds like you're interested then. Are you asking me because you're interested? They're like, yeah. I say, okay, well, great. That's all. You know, obviously, it's not gonna. You know, it's not my job to like sit on the phone and explain everything to you. That's not really simple to do. You know, it's not really efficient for either one of us to do that. So, because you're interested, I really think it's important that you come out to the event because that's where you're going to get all the facts and the information that you need, right? So wrap everything back into the event. That's very good what Ray and Wooly were just saying because you don't want to spend a bunch of time on the phone trying to convince somebody because you will talk them in and talk them out at the same time. I've seen this happen lots of times in sales. If somebody sells somebody and then they just keep talking, and then they unsell the person in the same presentation, right? So all you want them to do is get to the event. Every question they ask, the answer is, it's at the event. You'll get that answer at the event. You'll understand that at the event, no matter what the question is, right? So well, I guess we'll segue into the portion of the training that I'm gonna do. Hold on here. I wanna share my screen. I gotta get this set up first. Hey, Ray and Wooly, would you guys mind doing maybe a quick back and forth of like, what do you think? What are some of the popular questions that you get when you're inviting people, and so that people know what to expect and they know how to respond to that? So if you could, maybe if you have something off the top of your head, if not, I'm kill time, but I don't want to just sit here in silence while I set up this piece.
Okay, Paul, I got a question that some people have actually some members have brought up, and it's about money. So they ask sometimes, you know, so how much money have you made? And you remember probably that. You remember that from other business deals, right?
Mm-hmm.
How would you respond to that? What's your thoughts on that?
I would just go with if I didn't make any money yet, right? I would say something along the lines of, you know, we're just getting started in this thing. I just got started in this. I just got started, and I'm running with these leaders right here locally in Hawaii. We're earning tens of thousands of dollars, right? And we get to be mentored and coached by these guys. Right? I didn't make any money yet. I'm just getting started. This is why I'm speaking to you as one of my friends, as my very first people that I'm going to. And like I said earlier, I'm going to run with this. Whether you're with me or not, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make $100,000 by the end of this year, whether you're with me or not. So are you in? Are you going to attend the event? Wednesday night, 6:30, Waipahu.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I've actually come back with something similar. You know, someone asked me, so how much money have you made? And you know, if I'm in a position where I haven't made much money at all, I tell them that too. It's like, hey, you know what? I just got started. Karen and I just got started, and you know, it's like anything. It's like any business, right? When we opened up our stores, obviously we didn't make much money because it was just starting. And that's a similar question. You know, I get, you know, if you, like someone who just graduated from college, you know, they're in their last year of college and they're majoring, say they're majoring in business management, and you can ask that question to the guy who's just getting out of college, just starting that career or whatever. How much money have you made? Well, obviously nothing yet, because you know it's in the starter phase. But I got to tell you, I've been working with some of these guys. I know them personally, and these guys are definitely successful. They're making a lot of money. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. So I mean, if you're coming in and you're thinking it's a get-rich-quick scheme or something, it's not. It's real business. There's structure to it. There's substance to it. So you just got to come out and look at it. You just got to come out and see it because it's real.
Perfect. Perfect. What else? What else do we got here? What else? Objections or questions?
That's actually a really good question, though, the one that you guys are asking, because people ask that, and so one of the things I learned back when I was marketing that real estate investment education with my buddy, people would ask that all the time, like, well, how much money have you made, right? And so the response that we used to give, that he kind of trained me to give, would be like, it goes something along the lines of this. I don't remember exactly how it went, but it went something like this, and it was, wait, hold on one second. Hold on one second. That's actually a really interesting question that you would ask. And usually, and I don't actually understand the question because it sounds like you're assuming that you can only make money if I'm making money. Is that what you're saying? And they'll say, oh no, that's not what I'm saying. Okay, so if you can, if the amount of money that you can make is not attached to how much money I make, then why does that question even matter? Like, oh well, I was just kind of curious. Well, yeah, it's not even important. That's not even important. What's important is, do you have a goal that you want to accomplish? Yes. Okay. Well, then you need to get to this event, right? Because people like, typically those types of people, I don't want to work with them anyway. Honestly, I don't. Right? Like, so I don't care if they're offended by my answer. I don't care if they decide they're not going to come because they're like the people that like they want to get in at the bottom when everybody's already made all the money. Right. So anyway, are there any other questions that you guys that come up for you? I know Ray, you were going to continue there for a second. So anything else that comes up for you pretty regularly?
No. I think that was top of mind for me.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to jump into this training real quick. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. You can see it now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so what I think most people fail to understand in marketing is that as a marketer, okay, essentially you are a problem solver. That's it. It's really simple. So what is your job? Your job is to solve someone's problem. Well, how do you solve someone's problem? Well, first you have to discover what the problem is, and then tie in your good product or service as the solution to that problem. That's the whole gig. Most marketers, especially in this opportunity space, they run around just telling everybody about this opportunity, right? They're like, hey, check it out. Look how much money I made here. Check out how much money. Like, look at my PayPal account. Look how much money I'm making. Blah blah blah. And that's totally fine. It works. But the best marketers understand what their product or service solves, and then they go look for people who have that problem. Okay? They're the problem solvers. And the money flows to a problem solver very, very easily. So I'll give you an example. Back in I think it was like 2009. Was it 2009? Yeah, 2009. My girlfriend had left me, right? I've shared this story before. We had been together for like over 4 years, and randomly she just kind of spontaneously just left me, right? And at first I thought she was going to come back, and then eventually, after a couple weeks, I realized, okay, wait, shit, she's not coming back. What did I do wrong? What happened? And I ended up going on Google one night, and this is kind of a funny story. It's a little bit embarrassing, but fuck it, I'll share it anyway. I ended up going on Google one night, and I typed in how to get your girlfriend back. Now, I've never asked Google a question that didn't get the answer to. Pretty cool stuff. That's why we tell you guys all the time, when you're running into challenges, Google it. Did you go to Google and look it up? Did you go to YouTube and search for it? Kala, how do I do this with Aweber? Google it. YouTube it. Because I've never asked Google a question I didn't get the answer to. So this night, I sit down in front of my computer. I say, how to get your girlfriend back. Right? So these results pop up. And there's like all these different results. And there's a few articles and stuff. And so I click on this one link eventually after I've gone through a couple articles. I click on this one link, and it takes me to a video. And this guy has a sales video where he's talking about how first he goes into the pain of losing your girlfriend, right? How much it hurts, how devastating it can be, especially when you don't understand how it happened. Like he just starts painting out the problem very clearly, and then he offers the solution, which is a training course he has about how to get your girlfriend back. So he actually starts talking about the psychology of a female, right? What speaks to them, what doesn't, the way that guys speak, and the difference between the ways that guys speak and the way that females speak, and why guys have a hard time communicating to their other half, right? And so he eventually sells this course for $67, where he'll teach you how to get your girlfriend back. And so I'm sitting there watching this video, and for me, no brainer. I bought the course right there, $67. The very next page, right after I pay the $67, well, then it takes me to his one-time offer, right? His upsell offer, which is for an additional $100, you can email him directly with updates about how it's going with you and your girlfriend, and he'll give you advice as to what the next step is. And so his course, he gives you an idea of his course. It's to like first just kind of reach out as a friend and just talk about like just wanting to be friends, blah blah blah. So he ends up having this upsell where you can email him your progress and tell him what's happening between you and the girl, and he'll give you his feedback as to what you should do next. Well, I bought the upsell too for $100, right? Why did I do that? Because I had a problem that I needed solved right now, right? There was a pain that I was experiencing, and I needed a solution. And the moment that you realize that if you can get people to uncover what their problem is, and you can offer them their solution, they will separate with money faster than anything you've ever seen. They don't need to think about it. They don't need, they don't need time. They don't need to go talk to their spouse. They don't need to do any of that stuff. When you make it very clear that they have a problem and that you have a solution, they will part with their money. Or in this case, they'll show up at your live event. Okay? So marketers are problem solvers. That's what we are. That's all we do in the marketplace. And then you have it's what's called the 5 stages of awareness in the world of sales. And I'm not going to go through all 5 of them. I'm just going to go through the first 3. Okay? At number 5, okay, you have the person who is unaware of the problem. Okay? Number 4, you have the person who's aware of the problem. I don't know why my M's keep coming out like weird like that, but whatever. They're unaware of the solution. Okay? And at stage 3, you have the person who's aware of the problem, okay, and aware of the solution. Okay? Now I won't get into stages 2 and 1 because they're not they're really not that important for the purposes of this presentation. I promise you. Okay? So these are the 3 stages of awareness that you're primarily marketing to. Now I specialize in stages 4 and 5. Those are the people. That's where most of my marketing is in stages 4 and 5. Okay? Stage 3, it's a little bit. It takes a little bit more. It's a totally different approach. But here's how this all comes together. Okay? So you have your person who's unaware of the problem. Who is this person? This is the person that seems to be kind of happy with their job. Okay? This is the person that's always complaining about their job, bills, you know, the spouse spending all their money, whatever it is. Okay? And this person here is pretty much already in network marketing. Okay? So those are the three types of prospects that you're looking at. So you have the person that's kind of happy with their job. You don't really hear them complain too much, right, about their job. You don't really hear them talk too much about challenges with it, which, of course, I'd assume that everybody on here knows somebody like that, right? Then there's the number 4 person, which most of us know, right, which is the majority of our friends, where they're complaining about their job, they complain about not having enough money to pay the bills, they complain about their spouse spending too much money, they complain about not being able to travel, not being able to take time off. You know, their boss is an asshole. Their company is stupid. Their employers are dumb. Their coworkers are morons. Whatever it is, right? They complain, so you already know that they're aware of the problem, right? And then you have number 3. Those are the people that are pretty much, they're already in network marketing. They've seen, hey, this is never going to work. The whole traditional model is never going to work. Network marketing offers a solution that can work, but they're not getting results there. Okay? Those are your 3 markets that you want to focus on. All right? And what I like to do when I talk to people is I want to talk about the problem. But I don't want to talk about the problem. I want them to talk about the problem. Is ultimately what I want. So a couple of days ago, maybe almost a week ago now, we got on a phone call with myself and some of the other leaders on the team. There was Ray was on the call, Paul was on the call, Isaac Box, Man Jamel. I think that's it. Ray, Paul, Isaac, Major Mel, and Lori, right? So I got on the phone with some of the leaders on the team, and basically what I had to sell them was a $3,000 trip or a $3,000 event taking place in Colorado next week. So we're actually all going to Colorado next week, okay? So, in fact, better than me explaining this, I'm going to have them come out and explain this. So hold on real 1 second. Wooly, you want to talk about what the problem was, or what we did on the call, or Ray? Either one of you can jump in here. And all I'm looking for is if you guys can just share what you experienced on the phone call. How did I open it up? What did we talk about? And how do we segue into you buying stuff?
Yeah. Okay. So this was kind of a genius call. It was marketing at its best. Because Kara was on the call as well, and just being aware of the sales process. We kind of debriefed after the call. We talked about how badass that process was. So Kiala opens up, and one of the questions that he opens up to the group, I think Dan and Lynn were on the call too, but he opens up, what challenges are you having in your business? Now, and then he just is quiet, and then we kind of jump in. I jump in, and I talk about my challenges. We all took turns. Mine was, at this point in our business, we've pretty much gone open about what we're doing. We've posted stuff on our wall on Facebook, and we have a lot of friends and family asking us, so what is it that you're doing? See, when I got involved in the beginning about a year ago, I didn't chase my friends and family. I didn't have to, hunt them down. And now, our circle prior to over the years has been made up of some professional people, right? These are doctors, attorneys, business owners. So now, because we've been transparent about what we're doing in our business, the success we've experienced, I got doctors and attorneys asking me, and Kara, so what is it that you do? So that's my challenge. So anyway, yeah, we talked about the challenge, and then Kiala kind of repeated that and confirmed that.
Paul, what was your experience on the call?
Okay, yeah, it was pretty much interesting process, but Kiala comes on the call and he says, okay, so I just wanted to get you guys together, kind of go over what challenges you guys are having in your businesses, right? And so it's my turn. I go out and I speak my challenge, right? I say my challenge, and then Kiala says, yeah, I can relate with that. I know exactly what you're talking about. I went through that. I've had that at a certain point in time in my business, right? And then he maybe gives a little pinch of advice, but not so much, and then move on to the next person, right? And then gets me thinking about my obstacles, right? What's challenging me the most right now? And then after he goes through all of us, one by one, all of us revealing our deepest, darkest obstacles going on, then he says, what if there was something that could help every single one of you with that obstacle that you're going through right now, your biggest challenge, with your challenge, Paul, with your challenge, Ray, with your challenge, Dan and Lynn. What if there is something coming up here shortly that could help you overcome and break through that obstacle and floor your business to 6 figures a month by the end of the year? The only reasonable answer is, yes, I want that. What is it? Tell me what the secret is, right? And then Kiala provides a solution, which was this mastermind meeting in, where is it, Boulder, Colorado? I know it's somewhere in Colorado.
Yeah, Boulder.
Boulder, Colorado. So, yeah.
Okay, so cool. So guys, so if you heard what they just said, so I get on this call with them, and I open up the call, and I said, hey guys, so the reason I'm having this phone call is I want to find out what are some of the problems that you're experiencing in your businesses. What are some of the challenges that are keeping you from getting to your goals right now? All of you are leaders. All of you are getting results. Why are you not getting the results that you actually want? And then I actually stepped in there and I said, just so you guys understand what I'm talking about, I'll go first. And I painted out what some of my problems are. And I painted out the problems that I wanted them to be thinking about, so that, because I know what I'm gonna sell them on later in the conversation, right? So every one of them went by one by one. They all, took their own turn and they spoke about their problem. And when they spoke about their problem, once they were done, what did I do? I identified myself with them and I said, yes, okay, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. I know what that's like. I've been there before. If I had really been there before, right? Which I think with every one of them I had been. Maybe not. I don't know. But I identified myself, so I put myself in their shoes. I said, yeah, okay, I totally agree. I know what that's like. And then I said, if basically what I said is, if there was something that could help you solve that problem, would you be interested in it? They of course, logically, they're going to say, yes, I'm interested in it. I said, okay, so here's what's coming up. And then I told them about this event taking place in Boulder, Colorado, and it's $3,000 to attend. Do you guys want to, and then I opened it up for them, do you guys want to go or not, right? If you guys want to go, we need to get your order in within the next couple of days because seats are going to sell out. The very next day, 5 people from that phone call, I think there were 6 people invited. One wanted to go, but she couldn't because of a prior commitment. She's actually already going to be going on a trip at that time. So she couldn't go. Everybody else on that phone call signed up the next day, and then we had one extra person who is actually on this webinar right now, who signed up the next day as well. So we had a total of 6 people sign up the next day for a $3,000 program. And I didn't have to pitch it super hard. I didn't have to sell it super hard. All I did was I painted the problem. Here's the solution, right? Here's a solution that I know about. This is what I'm going to do. If you guys want to run with me, then come on, jump on board and go with me. And Ray and Paul, they both did it, right? And there were people on that call that didn't really have the money right there in that moment, where they went out and found the money the next day. And that's a $3,000, that's a $3,000 commitment that they had to make, or in one day, right? And so now I do have some advantages that you might not have, where I already have trust, authority, and rapport with these people, right? Because I've been mentoring them for a while. They're getting results by following my instructions. So I have authority because I have results. I have trust because they've been following me they're following my advice and getting results for themselves. And then I have rapport because we've been working together for a while. They know, so they know they know me and they like me, right? So I have some advantages that you might not have. However, you're not asking for a $3,000 commitment, right? All you're asking for is for the person to talk about their problem. And then you're saying, hey, I have this solution. Do you want to come check it out? So let's talk about the problem. Let's talk about how we get people to talk about their problems. How do we bring to them to the awareness of what their problem is and that you have a solution? All right. So let's. I'm going to erase this stuff. Okay. And we'll start again. Oops. So we'll say, person number 5 who's completely unaware that there's a problem. What are some of the ways that you can, like, this is the person that's like totally happy at their job. You hardly ever hear them complain. It's like they enjoy what they're doing. What are some of the problems that they have, right? Yeah, they might not be aware of. Well, there's retirement. Right? Most people don't think that far into the future. How are you going to retire? Children's education. What else? What else? Travel. What else? Ray or Wooly, anything that comes to mind for you?
Go ahead. Like bills or things like that.
Okay, bills. Yeah.
Spending time with family.
Oh, time. Time freedom. Okay, that's good enough for us to work with right there. Okay. So if I'm talking to somebody who's like happy at their job, right? They dig it. Okay. What am I going to talk to them about? Well, I'm going to talk to them about. Hopefully, I'm going to talk to them about things that they might not have. Again, they're unaware that there's a problem, so I have to let them know that there's a problem, right? I have to let them know, hey, by the way, nudge, nudge. You have some issues, you have some problems you might not know about, right? So I'm going to start talking to them, and I don't talk to people when I'm doing this. I'm not telling them, hey, like on that call, I could actually come out directly with Paul and Ray, and I could say, hey, what are some of the problems you're experiencing in your business? But when you're talking to your friend or a family member, you're probably not going to walk up to them and say, hey, so what are some of the problems that you're experiencing with your job, right? That's not really a great way to open it up. So the way that I would probably open this up is I would start by talking about retirement, just for me personally. Right? I would start saying like, hey, just out of curiosity, do you have a retirement plan or anything like that set up? And most likely they're going to say no. But even if they say yes, but ultimately what they're going to be saying is like, what they're really thinking is, why are you asking me that, right? Which gives you the open door to start talking about things. Say, well, so if this was like 2 years ago or less than 2 years ago when I got started with Empower Network and I had to pitch people, I probably would have said something like, well, I've been working now since I was 15 years old. So I've been working now for 14 years total. I've had multiple jobs. I had some jobs that paid me really good. I've had jobs that paid me really poorly. But what I'm realizing is that I've been working for 14 years and I don't have a retirement plan. And if I continue on the path that I have right now, I don't think that I'm ever going to be able to retire. To me, it seems like I'm going to work until the day that I die, and that's not all that exciting for me. And did you know that because of inflation, because I earn like $30,000 a year right now, yeah, maybe that's kind of comfortable, maybe I can get by on that, but you realize that by the time that I'm ready to retire, because of inflation, I have to safely estimate that my income has to be 10 times what I need right now. which means that, 30 years from now when I'm ready to retire, I would have to have $300,000 a year coming in for me to be living a $30,000 a year lifestyle today. And I have no idea where I'm going to come up with $300,000 a year to live off of. And so right now, I am deathly afraid that if I don't do something, I'm gonna work until the day that I die. And I was just curious, what are you doing about retirement? Now, most people at that point, they're not going to have any idea what to say. They're going to be like, shit, well, fuck. I don't know. I haven't thought about that yet. Right? Because most people are spending exactly what they're earning. Right? Most people have painted themselves into that picture. So the chances are that's who you're going to be talking to. Right? And so what you'll say, then what I would probably say at that point is like, well, you haven't thought about that either, huh? No. So you don't have anything in place either? No. Well, I have started hanging out recently with these guys that they started making some money online, and they're actually doing pretty damn good for themselves. And I like what I'm seeing from them, and they seem to have already solved that problem. I guess my question is, if there was a workshop that would help you figure out your financial future, would that be something that you're interested in? If that person is now aware that they have a problem, the only logical answer they can give you is yes. And now, the moment that they say yes, now it's no longer your idea for them to attend the event. Now it's their idea. Right? It's become their idea to attend the event. And after that, it's really simple. It's like, cool. Well, this Wednesday we have an event coming up. You'll be able to come down and see what we're doing. Based on what you just told me, you're not sure about your financial future isn't any more secure than mine is. But so if you'd like to see what we're doing, then you need to be there at this date, this time. Can you make it? Yes or no? And so if they say yes, boom, we're good. If they say no, then I would probably say something like, well, are you serious about solving this problem? Because I'm not sure. Because for me, I'm serious about solving this problem, so I'm just going to do whatever it takes because I don't want to work until the day I die. And I don't want to burden my children with having to take care of me at some point in my life. That's not my dream. And that's not my dream for my family. So are you serious about solving this, or is this just something that you're like, if a solution fell out of the sky, I'd take it? They'll say, oh, no, you bring up a good point. I'm serious. Okay, cool. If you're serious, then we have another event coming up this coming Saturday, let's say, at this date, this time, this location. Can you make that? Yes. Okay. And so you realize that I didn't sell them on coming to the event, right? All I did was sell them on a problem. That's all I did. And then I said, by the way, there's a solution over here. I'm doing it. Would you like to do it too? Yes. Now it's their idea to go to the event, not my idea to go to the event, right? I haven't actually invited them to an event yet. All I said is, if there was an event, a workshop coming up where we could solve this problem for you, where you could have this problem solved, would you be interested? Yes. Okay? They have the idea to go, not you have the idea to go. Because most people, what we're doing when we're inviting people to stuff, especially as amateurs, we're giving them all the reasons that we want them to go, or all the reasons that we're going to attend. And we're trying to convince them that our idea is a good idea. But your idea doesn't mean anything to your prospect. Only their ideas do. Does that make sense? Paul, Ray, if you guys want to jump out. Is that making sense?
Yes.
Okay. So any one of these problems that we have listed here, retirement, children's education, travel, bills, time freedom, whatever it is, I can pinpoint out those problems and I can talk to that person. Now, I might run into an issue, a situation where the first time I talk to the person, maybe I go after the wrong problem, right? Well, then I'd probably just back off, and the next time I talk to them, I'd bring up a different problem, right? So if I go after retirement, and they're like, oh yeah, well, my parents left me this $1 billion trust fund. I don't have to, I'll be fine to retire. It opens up for me when I'm 60. then obviously wrong problem for me to go after, right? So then I might talk to them about like travel or time freedom the next time I talk to them, right? Same thing. I'm going to talk about my problem. Here's what I'm experiencing. Are you experiencing something similar? Yes. Okay. If there's a workshop that could help you solve that, would you be interested in attending? Yes. Okay. And I do want to get them talking about their problem. And so I want them to talk about their problem. So you want to open the door, right? So here's let's get into number 4. Number 4 is the person that's aware of the problem, but unaware of the solution, right? Unaware of the solution. So these are pretty much your friends and family members that complain all the time about their job, their work schedule, how much they work, how crappy their boss is, how little they get paid, all that stuff. Fully aware of the problem. Now, all I want to do with these people is I want to pick that scab, right? They have a scab that opens up like every time they get pissed off about their job, right? And I just want to pick that scab, get it bleeding, right? So for this person, I might talk about like, I might jump on the phone with Ray, and Ray, do you wanna do like a role playing right now?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so ring ring.
Hello.
Hey Ray, what's up, man? It's Kiala. What's up, buddy? How's it going?
How's it going, man?
Hey, dude, it's pretty good over here. I was just calling because the last time I was hanging out with you, I heard that you were kind of mentioning that like your job has you were kind of letting us know that your boss is kind of being a dick. You're not getting paid what you want to get paid, and that your job is like eating up all of your time. And so, I'll just kind of share with you what I've been going through. 'Cause I've been going through pretty much a similar thing. Like, because it got my attention when you were talking about that. And right now, I'm working in a coffee shop, dude. I'm making I work probably about 30 to about 35 hours a week. They won't even give us full time because they don't want the risk that we might hit 41 hours and then have to pay us that 1 hour of time and a half. That's how selfish they are. Like, they won't even give me a full 40 hours. And the last time that I checked, we had, our medical was going up. So before, the company was paying for our entire medical. Now they're not doing that anymore. So now I have extra fees being taken out of my paycheck because I have to chip in on a portion of my medical. And I really hate that shit when they like offer you something and they take it away. You know what I mean? And really, dude, like, they give all the good shifts to the young pretty girls in the coffee shop, and I get stuck with the shifts where like nobody tips. It's like later in the afternoon, nobody wants any coffee. There's not as much money to be made, and it's just really frustrating. And I was just kind of curious, are you experiencing any of the similar things, or like what are you experiencing at your job, bro?
Yeah, man, I hear you. My boss, she's constantly on my ass. It's like even though I'm hitting my quota, I'm supposed to do more. I'm supposed to bring in more sales, and it sucks, man. I'm working because I'm on salary. Shit, I'm working like I'm working 2 jobs. For the amount of time I'm putting in. I hear you what you're saying, man.
Dude, totally, bro. That's the other thing, man. Is like I have this schedule, right, where like somebody else is fully in control of like 35 hours a week of my time. And I don't even know what my schedule is going to be like next week. So if you ask me right now if I want to go do something next week, I can't even give you an answer because I have no control over my life because my freaking boss gets to tell me what I'm going to do for the next 35 hours of next week. And, I won't get that schedule till like Sunday. You know what I mean? So I don't even have like, I feel like I'm not even in control of my life. You know what I mean? Do you ever feel that way?
Yeah, I feel like that right now. I rarely get to see Kara and the kids. And I don't mind working hard, man, but I'm like getting burnt out. So yeah, I know what you mean.
Cool, man. Hey, so anyway, before I forget, the reason that I was calling is because I've been hanging out with these guys that they started building. They started their own internet business a little while back, and they started training people about how to make money online. And they're getting really good results. I'm hanging out with one guy. He was broke working in a coffee shop like a year and a half ago. He's made $250,000 online. He has no job, no boss, all the free time in the world. And really, I mean, it seems like they've kind of overcome the problems that you and I are dealing with. So I'm just curious, if there was a workshop, if they held a workshop where they showed you how to solve those problems that we're having, would that be something that you're interested in, Ray?
Yeah, man, are you for real? That coffee shop guy, he made money, made that much money?
Yeah, bro, and that's like the tip of the iceberg, you know.
Yeah,
And
man, a workshop. Yeah, I'll be open. Are you going?
yeah, so I've already attended a couple of these, and I've been hanging out with these guys, and I gotta tell you, man, like I'm all in. I look at like what these guys are doing, and they're getting the results that I want to have. And here's what I figured out is that pretty much most of my life, I've listened to the opinions of people who do not have results that I want to have. Like I listen to my mom, and I don't want to be where my mom is when I'm at her age, right? And so I started listening to these guys, and they make a lot more sense, bro. And they've already overcome most of the things that you and I are talking about, if not all of them. So I look at their life, and I see what they have, and I want that. And if they're willing to teach me and train me on how to do it, then I'm all ears. I'm all in, and I'm going to run with them. So if you're interested, you've already said that you're interested. You already said that you'd like to attend. We have a workshop coming up this coming Wednesday. It's going to be in Waipahu at 6:30, and this is a chance where you can come and meet them. And I really do believe, Ray, that if you're serious about solving those problems we just talked about, I think these guys have the solution. So what? Are you in?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, can Kara come? I mean,
yeah, man, Kara, definitely bring Kara. I know that from our conversations in the past that these challenges you're having, they don't just affect you; they affect your wife too. So yeah, by all means, bring Kara. If you have any other friends that you think that would be interested in something like this, bring them too. But I got to be honest with you, man. These guys are serious about business, so don't go. If you're gonna come, you got to come and pay attention and really follow through on what it is that they're sharing with you. Does that make sense?
yeah, man, makes sense. Yeah, I'll be there.
Cool. All right, buddy. Anyway, thanks for connecting, man. I'll talk to you later. I'll see you Wednesday.
Okay.
So
Thanks.
that's really it, guys. Now, Ray, when you're having that conversation, how does that feel? I'm just curious. There's no right or wrong answer. Like maybe you really didn't get into character, but maybe you did. I don't know. So I'm just curious how you felt when we were having that conversation.
It felt kind of natural because it felt like we were talking about our pains. Felt like we were relating. I was relating to exactly what you were saying to my situation.
Did you feel at any point in that conversation like I was going to try to sell you something?
No, not.
Okay. And when I asked you to attend the event, right? When I asked you about the workshop, did you think about my reasons to attend, or did you think about your reasons to attend?
No, I was thinking about mine. Yeah, I was thinking about my pain, my problems.
Cool.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah,
yeah. That's exactly what we're looking for, right? So these people, they have problems with bills, time, same as the guys above, but they're aware of it, right? Bosses, schedules, no future, right? And these people are easy to talk to you because they're aware of the problem. They already complain about it. All you're going to do is get them to complain about it a little bit more and then say, here's the solution. You want to go? Yeah, I want to go. Okay, cool. You're in. Let's go. That's it. Now it's their idea, not my idea. They're not coming for my reasons. They're coming for their reasons, right? And so last person we'll talk about is number 3. Okay? Number 3 is aware of the problem, right? Aware of solution. Okay? And typically what I'm talking about here is like these are the people who are either in business for themselves or they're already network marketers. Okay? And so the problems that I want to talk to with these people is the problems that they're having right now in their business. Right? So with network marketers, this is really easy. Right? So I might call up one of my friends that's a network marketer. Wooly, do you want to do a role play with me real quick?
Let's go. Call me.
All right, okay. So ring.
Hello.
Yo, Wooly, dude, it's Kala, bro. How's it hanging, man?
Hey, man, how's it going? I'm good. What's up?
Hey, bro, I was just wanting to connect with you because, like, I know a while back you and I were talking, and you got into network marketing, right? At some point, I think you jumped in with like that Shape company or something. Is that right? I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah, it didn't work out too well.
Oh shit, it didn't work out too well, man. Well, if you don't mind me asking, bro, I'm just kind of curious. Like, what are some of the challenges that you had with that?
Oh, I don't know. I had trouble finding people. I had trouble getting people to buy the product. You know what I mean? Couldn't sign people up.
Okay, cool. So you had a hard time finding leads.
Yeah.
And you had a hard time selling the product. All right. Well, hey, if you don't mind me asking, how were you trying to get people to sign up? Like, were you calling your friends and family members, or like getting people to a presentation, or what were you trying to, like, what was the sales process for this thing, bro? I'm just kind of curious.
I called a whole bunch of friends and family. I tried to get them on this call with my sponsor. I sent Facebook messages to people. Nobody really responded. Yeah, that was pretty much it.
All right, man. Well, shucks, I'm sorry to hear that, but hey, so I got a couple more questions then. So, there's the dream, right? There's a dream that everybody wants to go after. I mean, everybody has it. You know what I'm talking about, right? The dream of not having a boss, not having a schedule, being like the architect of your own future, the designer of your own life. And isn't that what gets us into something like that in the first place? But, then there's obviously there's challenges with that industry as well. And the reason I called, bro, is like I'm hanging out with these guys right now. I'm hanging out with this one guy in particular. And, a year and a half ago, he was working in a coffee shop. He was totally broke, struggling to get by. He got into his very first network marketing deal, and he sponsored 457 people without ever speaking to a single one of them. Can you imagine that? So he sponsored like 457 people, never talked to any one of them in person or over the phone or anything to get them to sign up. Sold them products and everything. And what I've found is like a lot of people in the industry, they just want to know like how the hell did he do that, right? And so I'm curious, if I were to invite you to a workshop, if this guy were to have a workshop, right? No, so scratch the part about me inviting you. That was a mistake right there. My bad. So I'm saying that off the call, okay? So to those of you listening, but so back on the call. So Wooly, if this guy held a workshop and he would show you how he was able to sponsor over 400 people in his first network marketing deal ever without pitching any friends and family members, dragging them to presentations, or any of that stuff, would that be something that you'd be interested in, man? Because it seems like that would solve some of your problems you had with your business.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. But he does this all online?
Well, he does the stuff online. It's really creative. I don't want to get too much into the details because honestly, I'm not the person to talk to. He is. But you did say that you're interested in attending, and so there is a workshop coming up this coming Wednesday. It's going to be in Waipahu at the Philcom Center. It's 6:30 p.m. and you'll be able to get there. You'll be able to attend, and you'll be able to talk to this guy and figure out how it is that he's been able to overcome the very same challenges that you're telling me that you had that are keeping you from getting to where you want to go. So if I were to invite you to the workshop, would you attend?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool, man. Well, how about you just be there then? I'll meet you there at the workshop. It's 6:30, again, at the Philcom Center. And when you show up, I'll actually give you a personal introduction to that guy so that you can connect with him. And then, stay there, pay attention, listen to everything that we're sharing with you. And, I'll make sure that, we can get any questions that you have answered. But it sounds to me like you have a problem and this is a solution. So I'll see you there. Yes or no? I want to get a for sure yes or no.
Yeah. One question though.
Yeah. What's up?
Can I bring my grandma so I can get her in under me?
Well, Paul. Yeah, bring your grandma. Bring anybody that you know that might have a similar problem to yours. I'd recommend that you do that. The only thing that I want to say though is that this is for people who are serious, right? And this guy, he's serious about creating results for people. So if you're going to tell me that you're going to be there, then I'm going to put your name on the list. And if you don't show up, right, then that's not only going to make me, that's going to kind of make me look bad, and that kind of shows that maybe you're not that serious. So I'm going to put your name on the list. Are you giving me your first certain 100% clear commitment that you're going to be there?
Yes, I will be there.
All right, man. Cool. I'll see you there Wednesday, bro. Have a good night.
All right, shoot.
So guys, same thing, right? All I did was jump on the phone with him, have him talk about his problems, right? And then I said, hey, I know a guy that's doing this, that's been able to overcome those problems, and if he had a workshop, if there was a workshop that would solve that problem for you, would you be interested in attending? Yes. Cool. So here's the date and time of the workshop. You already said that you're interested in attending. Will you be there? Yes. Then he shoots me another question, right? Or he starts chatting me up about it. Then I just take that as an opportunity to get a further commitment from him. Now I don't just want a yes. Now I want a 100% confirmation that you're going to be there and not make me look bad. You see what I'm saying? So if people keep talking to me about it, I'm going to keep looking for more commitment. That's all I'm going to keep looking for. You know what I mean? So that's number 3. Number 3 might also be like a business owner. And so I would go with a business owner. I would go back to the same problems that we've already covered. I'm not going to go over that conversation again. But if you go into the problems that number 5 and number 4 are having, same thing that they're going to be having. They probably haven't thought about retirement. They probably have no time freedom. They probably having a hard time paying the bills. You know what I mean? They're probably not able to afford their children's education. They're probably not able to travel when they want. What are their problems that they're having that their business has created for them? And all your job is to find out what those are and then get them talking about it so that it becomes clear in the forefront of their mind what their problem is, and then this becomes the solution. And then you don't have to sell them anything. It's like they don't feel like they're being sold anything. They feel like you're helping them, and they're willing to commit. Okay. So anyway, that's pretty much, as far as I can tell, that's pretty much the end of my portion of the presentation. I'm going to turn off my screen share here. Oops, I'm hitting the wrong thing. Oh, okay. Can you guys see me? Okay, cool. Okay, I see your head nodding. All right. That's pretty much all I got on that topic. For some reason, the chat has disappeared on the webinar jam thing, so I can't see if you're watching the webinar right now and you're chatting or anything. I probably can't see it. Let me see if I can.
I can see it.
Okay, you can see it. What are people saying, dude? Any questions coming in?
No questions. Paki said he'd been in network marketing for like 4 years and never heard this kind of training before. This is badass.
Cool.
Shit. Couple things I wanted to. Oh, you have like a black dot on your head.
I know. Anyway. I pressed this wrong button. I don't know how to turn this stupid thing off.
A couple things I wanted to mention about network marketers. No matter who it is or what they've been in the past, and there's almost always 2 things that every single network marketer wants. even if no matter how bad they failed in the past, they never made any sales, none of that stuff. Number one, they want to get in at the top. They want to get in before everyone else. Very attractive. Number two, they want a product that sells itself, right? You can kind of dribble around those areas. You're good. You're good. I've been getting on the phone with a bunch of network marketers. That's why through our ads, and those two really bring it home, especially getting in at the top. Anyways, that's all I got to add to that, because y'all are just beast.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate the compliment.
I dig.
Ray, anything else you want to add?
No, man, it was good content. How to get the prospect to actually voice their, their problems. Because once they do that, I mean, once they do that, then how can they say no, right?
Yeah. And if they don't show up, for the event or something, then when I call them again, if I follow up with them again, I'm just going to remind them about what their problems were, right? I'm going to say, like, hey, look, last time we talked, this is what you told me that you were dealing with. This is where you told me you were at. And then you didn't show up to this last workshop that we just had, right? Which is unfortunate, because we actually spoke about the exact same things that you're dealing with right now. And so I'm just curious, are you serious about solving those problems, or is it just something like you're hoping a solution falls out of the sky? And, I have a relationship with my friends where I can talk to them like that, and if you don't, then talk to them like that anyway, and they'll be really surprised. Like, you want to catch people off guard. Right? You want to, it's like it becomes the pattern interrupt. They're like, wait, what the fuck? You never talk to me like this, It makes it seem like you're really serious. And so I'd say, hey, are you serious about solving that problem, or are you like one of those people that hopes that a solution falls out of the sky? Like, no, I'm serious. All right, well then I'm going to invite you to one more event, but when you don't show up, that makes me look bad. And we're only looking to work with people who are serious. And I got to tell you, man, where we're going to get there with or without you, whether or not you attend, right? But can you really afford not to attend? Can you afford to go on like this in your future? Can you afford to have those problems again next year and the year after that, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? Because that's the prices that you pay if you don't attend. So which price are you willing to pay? Are you going to go or you're not going to go? Right? And they'll go, but it's like you don't want to be, I'm not trying to be everybody's friend. I'm not trying to be liked by everyone. Right? That's why I say things that people might not normally say. Why? Because I'm more committed to them actually getting the result. Right? I'm not worried about what they think of me. I want them to solve that problem. So anyway, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. If you guys don't have anything else to add, I can see the thing for Webinar Jam popped up now. I can see the comments. How do you instigate a confirmation, or better yet, a follow-up confirmation? Not sure what you mean by that. You can kind of tell me what you mean by that, Gabe. Maybe we can answer it. But on those ones that we just did, I got the confirmation from them. So I had them say that they were going to be there. And then if they talked to me any more about the event, then I just had them agree again that they're going to be there with a more commitment.
You got to get them to say yes. Several times even.
Yeah. And so, like there's a few things that happened in there that I might not have been like really direct about, but if you hear me talking about my problem, and I said, do you know what I mean, man? Have you ever felt that way? And you hear like Ray say yes, right? I want him to keep saying yes and agreeing with me, agree with me over and over again, right? And then there's parts in there where you hear me say, there might have been parts in there where you heard me say, does that make sense? If there's a workshop where this guy, could help you solve this problem, would that be something that's you're interested in? Yes. Okay. And so I really want you to be there because I think this guy can really help you solve those issues, those challenges you're dealing with. Does that make sense? Yes. I like to ask, does that make sense? Is another way of just me getting a yes. And they've already bought. When they're doing that, they're buying my idea, but they think it's their idea. That's the whole thing, right? So anyway,
dude, even when we're talking on the phone, it's about whatever. You get I recall you get me to say yes. Anyway,
yeah, yeah.
Paul, you know what I mean? He said, does he do that to you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I can, at this point, I can tell when Kiala's twisting, he's turning the corner. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. But I get excited about it now. Yeah? I'm like excited to buy stuff or take action on, even if it's not even to buy something, it's just to take action on something, right? And it's kind of interesting that you, the more you learn this, the more you start using it in your everyday life, like whatever it may be. Convincing your spouse to go out to dinner somewhere, to go to the beach, you know what I mean? And you're getting them to do what they want to do. They just haven't been able to see past their obstacles, and your job is to help them see past them. Get a good reason why to do it, and I dig that. I dig that.
Kiala walks the walk, man. You know what I mean? You still there? Yes.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I've been in sales and marketing a long time, so like, a lot of this stuff comes pretty naturally to me. This is the first time that I'm really like training about like how to have a direct conversation with somebody and sell them stuff. But did you guys think that was pretty good? If you combine that with what Wooly and Ray were saying, like there's not necessarily gonna be like there's no right or wrong way to do it. You know what I mean? But if what you're working with right now, if the way you're doing it right now isn't working, then try something that we shared with you in this presentation, because I can tell you that when I want to get people to go attend something, they attend it. You know what I mean? That's just the way that I've been. Just something about me. Now I don't normally go out and have conversations with people about coming out to our live events because I do a lot of the online stuff. I just happen to be a fan of that stuff more so. But what I'm sharing with you, it works. I've used it. You're hearing Ray and Paul give you feedback that it's working. But that's pretty much all we got for you guys, as far as I know. I would say, start using it. You can combine what I was sharing with what Paul and Ray did in the beginning, where you like invite the person and then you uninvite them, where you basically say, well, it's cool if you don't come. It's cool if you don't come. It's like we're gonna get there with or without you. So if you want to miss this, that's fine. One of the lines I used to use, and you guys can use this too. It actually works pretty well. Is when somebody's like really kind of iffy, like on the fence with me, I'll say something like I've done this before when I'm doing my calls with people who have filled out the questionnaire and they're saying they're gonna get all in. And when I give them the date that they have to get all in by, and they're like kind of iffy about it, right? They're like not fully committing. I can tell there's some hesitation in their voice. One of the things that I'll do is I'll say, I sense that there's some hesitation, and I understand that. And so I'll share with you something that I learned a while back. One of my mentors taught me. And you guys can say it too, because now I'm going to share it with you, and you can legitimately use this line. And I say, one of my mentors shared with me once before, and this, for me, this was an eye-opening statement. It was revolutionary. Because before, I was one of those people that I missed opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And finally, I had a mentor once who said, Kiala, opportunities do not pass us by. Opportunities do not pass us by. They're passed on to someone else when we wait. Right? And I don't know, I've used that a lot of times, and people get it. They're like, oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. And so basically what I'm saying is like, hey, like, we're going to get where it is that we're going, with or without you, right? And if you pass up on this opportunity, that's okay. It's going to go to somebody else. That's about it. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you for attending. Ray, Paul, you guys want to say any last words? No? Good? All right, guys, so I'm just going to go ahead and end the broadcast. Thank you for being here, and we'll be sending out the replay link probably later today, if not by tomorrow. Okay? Peace out.